All right, so moving on to another Patreon request, and this one comes from Hunter Johnson, who asked me to do a three-way crossover between Steven Universe, Team Fortress, and Ninja Turtles. So yeah, let's get started. But actually, before we do, as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below. Head on over to Patreon, get the third tier. That'll allow you access to do videos here on YouTube. Video requests, excuse me, for videos here on YouTube. But other than that, let's get started with the video. So the story begins with Steven and the Crystal Gems out in Little Home World, and they actually get a call from the Diamonds, and they basically say, "Hey, Steven, listen, we got a problem." And they're like, "What's the problem?" And he's like, and the Diamonds tell the Diamonds tell Steven and the Crystal Gems there was a ship that was passing. There was a ship that was passing by Earth. There was a gem ship that was passing by Earth, and what happened was that it was hit by a solar flare, and now it's falling. It's kind of drifting into Earth's orbit right now. Can you help? So yeah, no sooner have they said that they see the ship like out in the distance, and see it break off, like break in two. And they're like, "Oh my god!" But they're like, "Hey, gems are pretty strong. They could probably survive. They'll lose their corporeal forms, but they probably won't be shattered." So can we figure out where those two pieces of the ship landed? And they're like, "Yeah, let me Bismuth and Pearl dig stuff up. They start looking at they start trying to figure out where they could be, where the gem ship pieces could be. So one of the pieces has crash landed outside of New York, outside of Manhattan, and yeah, that's not great. And then the other half has broken off and crash landed in some gulch in out west, in somewhere like the Texas, Nevada, not Texas, but somewhere in the Nevada area. So yeah, it split and went pretty far. So basically they can't get to both in time before someone else comes along and does harm to the gems there, as well as take whatever they want from the ships. So they have to break up into two teams. So Steven and the original Crystal Gems will go to they'll go to Manhattan, while the second gems, the beta gems as they call themselves, that's Peridot, Bismuth, and Lapis. They'll go to Nevada and find the other piece and recover that. But before they do, Steven asks, "Hey, how about you take Jasper with you?" Yeah, how about you take Jasper with you? And Lapis is like, "Hard fucking pass. There's no way we're bringing Lapis with us on this mission. There is no way in hell I'm bringing that bitch on this mission." And they're like, "Come on, she's been nice-ish. She just breaks walls, and maybe you guys could talk." And she's like, Lapis is like, "Are you fucking kidding me? She essentially assaulted me for years, and I did nothing but good. I did horrible things back to her. There's literally nothing that neither of us want to talk about." And he goes, "Ooh, good point. Maybe we should trade. Maybe we can trade members. Amethyst, how about you go with them, and Jasper will come with us. Will come with Garnet and me. Garnet, Pearl, and me." So it's decided. Amethyst goes with Lapis, Lapis, Peridot, and Bismuth. Well, Jasper gets she's just like, "And why am I doing this?" She's just looking at Steven. He's like, "Well, it'd be kind of nice. You've just been kind of pretty broody around here, so maybe some socialization wouldn't hurt." And she goes, "Yes, my diamond." So, and he's like, "Please don't call me that." So the teams head off. So Steven and the Crystal Gems, they arrive in Manhattan, and they find the ship has been cleaned out. Someone has already cleaned out the ships, and the gems are missing. And who else is there among the wreckage? The Ninja Turtles. They were there because they were chasing after someone else. But they're like, "So, Stockman had some new mutants he wanted to unleash on us. Some weird aliens, or some weird alien tech. So, and they're like, "Who are you?" And then they go, "One word. All you're gonna need is one word, pal. Cowabunga!" And the turtles attack the gems. Meanwhile, the B team arrives in Nevada, and they're like, "Well, where's the ship?" And they're like, "Well, it looks like when it was burning up in orbit, it broke off into two more pieces and landed in two different spots." And yeah, so yes, they go there, they go in deeper and discover that the gems, not the gems, the red team and blue team each have their own spot and and basically have taken what they wanted for weaponry and now using it on each other. So red team and blue. So now the Peridot and her team are now caught in the middle of the conflict in red versus blue of Team Fortress. So anyway, so cutting back to the Ninja Turtle adventure, the gems and the turtles break off and fight one-on-one with each other. Steven fights Leonardo. And Garnet goes head-to-head with Mikey. Raph fights Jasper, and Pearl fights Donatello. And Garnet makes a note of, "Oh, if only Amethyst were here, this would make more thematic sense." So everyone's fighting until Steven eventually is like, "Hey, do you guys want to talk about it? Because we're just here looking for our friends." And they're like, "Cool. Yeah." So they put away their weapons. The Ninja Turtles explain, "Yeah, we're the Ninja. We're the Ninja. We're called the Ninja Turtles. These are my brothers. I'm Leo. These are my brothers, Michelangelo, Raphael, and Donatello. And you guys are, we're the Crystal Gems. We're aliens." It's like, cool. And there's no further questions. Nah. Leo's like, "Nah, we know enough aliens. Y'all cool." And they're like, "So what happened here? You said you were chasing after someone named Stockman?" And they're like, "Yeah, a dude named Baxter Stockman. The moment this ship of yours fell to Manhattan, Stockman stole. He raided the ship. He was taking everything, including the crystal some gems." And they're like, "Oh my god, that's who we're looking for." So yeah. So they're like, "Yeah, we need to find Stockman and stop him before he does something to your friend, to the rest of your kind. Let's go." So they team up and head off. Meanwhile, the Beta Gems, Amethyst and the Beta Gems, are basically caught in the crossfire of two teams who are now fighting over who can steal more alien tech from the other, and both sides are. Both sides are also gunning at the gems for also those reasons. So they're just opening fire on everybody. Bismuth is like, "Man, if only Steven were here, he'd be good at talking things out." And Peridot makes a note of, not everything can be solved with Steven. You know that, right?" And to which Lapis is like, "I don't know. It seems to work. It really seems to work a lot with us." And to which Amethyst is like, to which Amethyst is like, "Yeah, but humans are different. They're pretty dumb." Anyway, so the two adventures, like I said, we go back to the Crystal Gems with the Ninja Turtles, and they've managed to track down Stockman's new lab, and he's actually waking up these gems and applying his technology to mind control them. So the Ninja Turtles and the gems break in, they break in and start fighting, and Jasper's especially mad. Jasper's got a serious mad on for all of this because she's seeing it all over. She's seeing her sisters in war be tortured and mangled, kind of like how it was in some parts of the war. So she has a PTSD moment and just goes all fucking in on wrecking everything. So the gems and the turtles, they fight Stockman and these new gem-empowered Mausers until eventually they do manage to recover the gems. Stockman manages to get away again, but they do manage to stop him and save the gems. Meanwhile, back with the events of Team Fortress, they basically have to realize that they can't fight both teams at once, so they'll have to split up and take on each one at a time. So Peridot and Amethyst go take on Red Team, and Lapis and Bismuth take on Blue Team. And Amethyst is like, no killing. Aw, not even one. They'll come back. Like, we saw, like, they have, like, some kind of, like, regenerator pod, and he's like, no killing. Fine. No fucking fun. So, Amethyst and Amethyst and Peridot, fight their way through the Red Team. Even, like Peridot stealing the Heavy's minigun and just unloading. She's, like, shaking violently, and she's just like, I am the god of destruction, you clods! And Lapis and Bismuth, since they're actual hardcore fighters, they literally they just destroy everything and get their half and their sisters out of there, the other gems out of there faster, while Amethyst and Peridot had a little more difficulty. But no, everybody comes back together, and they've managed to successfully rescue the other gems. So there you go. So everyone comes back. They introduce them to the little home world. Everything's fine, and both teams have like talk about their adventures. Anyway, so there you go, guys. That is the three-way Steven Universe, Ninja Turtles, and Team Fortress 2 crossover. You guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of it? Once again, I'd like to thank Hunter Johnson for this Patreon request as well as continued patronage. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.